Welcome back to another episode of the Stevie Weeby Show. This episode is brought to you by Purple Mattress and Warby Parker Glasses. Look at these, huh? You like my glasses, Bryce?
Love them.
Okay. We have a very special guest tonight. Please welcome musician Chris Alfaro from Free the Robots.
Thank you very much. There you go.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
So, wow, what a show, huh? We met, let's just get it out of the way. I met you at this show.
Great show.
It was a great show.
Yeah,
Shout out, thank you. Let's maybe thank Dome of Doom, Obey Clothing,
yeah.
Chewing Foil, and Leilani, the homegirl Leilani.
Yeah, the whole crazy squad of people who played that night.
That was a crazy lineup, dude.
Yeah.
How did you link up with them? Like, with?
I'd always been doing like Obey Records stuff. From the beginnings of when that started off, and
when did it start off? I didn't even know that they had a label. I thought it was a clothing. I thought it was just a clothing and like.
Yeah, it was made. It was just like Shepherd's art.
Yeah,
and
it's
there's
Shepherd
clothing
Fair's.
out of it.
Yeah.
And, it was more of an experiment at first. Me and my buddy Rome's, who used to work for Obey, we used to do some tours that like kind of represented the music and the scene that was going on.
That's cool. Yeah.
And I think we kicked it off in like 2007 with
wow.
06 or something.
Yeah, that's
with
cool.
Like some mixes.
Yeah.
And then we did this like South by Southwest show that was like pretty big with.
Hey, what was that like, man?
It's cool, man. Like
wait, South by Southwest?
Yeah, South by Southwest.
I need to go there. I mean, we got an offer like I just got an offer from the homie, but we're still trying to work out the details of that, but it's in Austin, right?
Yeah, it's in Austin.
And is it a weekend or?
I mean, it was like every time we go, it's like a full week, and it's just like this crazy like shit show of all sorts of stuff going on, you know.
Like, what do you mean? Aren't there like shows popping off like everywhere? Like
everywhere,
at bars and
and then the after parties and like the weird warehouses like outside of like everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
did you sell merch as well when you're out there? Or do people even buy merch out there? Are they too drunk? Or?
I think it's just too much of a shit show to be worried about merch. Really, you know, it's just like,
man, yeah. So it's just like you just do it.
Pretty much. I mean, there's like all these like music industry people there that are just like seeing artists, and I don't know. To be honest, like I don't even know how organized it really is. We've done it a few times.
Yeah. So
it was fun.
So I'm confused. So South by Southwest, is that like a broad term, or is it just like what people call it for that week? Or is it like, or do they put on their own shows? Like is it a festival or?
It's a festival. I don't know. I mean, like I don't know exactly all the details. I always just like, there's always like, oh yeah, you want to play South by? I'm like, yeah, cool. But it really is like a big music industry / like artists trying to break through.
Damn, that's
trying
crazy.
to connect everybody because everybody's there in Austin all at once of like all genres and everything.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun, huh? How did you? Did they fly you out there?
Initially with Obey.
Yeah.
I mean that was kind of a while ago. Yeah, and it was a crazy, show.
Yeah,
it was like
good.
From what I understand, the first electronic
That's crazy
based show, because it used to be more of like, rock and stuff.
Yeah. But it's
now there's,
becoming
like,
more of that to begin with.
hip-hop
Yeah,
and,
dude.
you know, it's just kind of everything.
That's
happens.
crazy. Well, we'll see. Well, I gotta find out more information before I go. I can't just buy a ticket. You know what I mean? Because they're not gonna even float the ticket. They're like, just try to make it here.
Yeah.
So, how did you like? So how did you meet like Leilani and as well?
We had met a long time ago at my old restaurant back in the day.
Oh, I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
So you have your own restaurant as well.
Used to, yeah. We me and my buddies had a few spots down in Santa Ana.
Well, what kind of food was
kind
it?
of all over the place. Food,
Oh, that's what's up.
But it was a restaurant, music venue, bar / community place that we just had fun.
Well,
at.
yeah. It seems like a handful. That's a whole different
it's
monster trying to run your own restaurant, right? Or something.
Man, I was a little too young to be. No, it was great. It was, but we jumped in pretty early, and we had this idea and this energy. We're like, oh yeah, let's go all out. And I was like 25 years old.
Wow, yeah.
And,
damn, that's really impressive, man.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, I was the oldest of the partners.
Own restaurant. Wait, say that again. I missed that.
I was the oldest of the partners when we opened.
Right. So let's get into your music history, man. Like, how did you get into music or DJing, and then making electronic music to doing the low end theory and all that?
Yeah, it's kind of a strange journey. Like, I was born and raised in the Orange County area, and man, just like in the 90s, started DJing.
In the 90s?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, mainly just like just watching stuff like ITF and DMC videos and
So you ain't no spring chicken, are you? Because you said the 90s. You said the 90s.
Yeah,
I'm
the 90s,
okay.
So like I was like really into like scratch, like turntable. Just we had a little band, scratch band called Stormtroopers back in the day.
Oh, that's what's up.
And we would compete, in like the late 90s.
Like DMC style or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Style. And just from that, like, just collecting records and I didn't have enough money to have like buy an MPC when I was that young.
Oh, man.
But it was like someday, like maybe I'll utilize whatever I'm collecting.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. You just start listening to music a little bit more because you have turntables and
I hear you.
And you start doing a little bit more research on, there was always like this obsession if you grew up in hip hop that you would find samples that, your favorite producers would sample.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
going back to the MPC, because you're Pinoy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my girl's Filipino as well.
Yeah,
and then I was in an all Asian rap collab in Arizona.
Right.
It was mostly Pinoy, Korean, Pinoy, but we're all Asian cats. But I had an Asian homie in the 90s. He had an MPC, and people with MPCs, they're like kind of weird with their MPCs. Like he would never let me touch it.
I mean,
I was like, hey, can I
have?
You know what I'm saying? It was like, he was like really weird with it. Like he wouldn't let me touch the buttons. He's like, dude, get away from it.
Yeah.
And then he wouldn't even teach me nothing. Because I'm like, I learned on samplers like these.
He caught his role.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
classic,
these,
man.
like all like these little ones. But the MPC is like that, like supercharged.
Yeah.
But why are producers so weird with their MPCs? Like where they won't let you touch it, or they won't let you show any secrets, or what is up with that?
Maybe it was just back in the day, if you had one, you were a rare part of a rare breed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a rarity.
It was very special because.
Yeah. Explain to the viewers. They might not even know what an MPC is. So maybe explain to the viewers what it is.
You sample, make beats out of it.
It's a sampler.
Yeah, and
it's an analog.
Among other things, like
sampler.
People have taken it in so many directions. I mean, Exile for one.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring him up because that's how I met you during sound check.
Yeah.
We were tripping on him, right? Because we were in the back of the warehouse.
Yeah.
Like on the couch.
Yeah.
This is when I first met you, and I was like, that thing was so powerful to me.
Yeah.
Like he would just play a couple things. It was like boom.
He's turned that into his own instrument. And
yeah.
he could scratch with it, which is crazy. I've never seen anybody scratch with it.
Wait, Exile can?
I don't know. He like was doing something with like, I still can't explain it. I couldn't even I couldn't tell you. But
So was
he
that the
doing
first time
something.
meeting him?
No, no.
Oh,
actually,
you've known Exile.
Yeah, for a very long time.
Yeah.
We used to
From Blue and Exile.
from actually Eminon back in the
Eminon.
day. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's like 90s, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
90s-ish.
Okay,
Because-
we're going to take a little break
Yeah.
right now with our new sponsor, Purple Mattress, okay? Look at me. I haven't slept as well in ages because of this damn mattress. I sleep like a baby every night. And one thing about this mattress, ladies and gentlemen, is it's breathable. It's comfortable. It's like sleeping on a goddamn cloud, okay? A puffy, fluffy cloud, okay? So do me a favor, okay? Go to purple.com. You get a 100-night risk-free trial. If you're not fully satisfied, you can return your damn mattress for a full refund. What do you think about that? Okay? It's backed by a 10-year warranty, free shipping and returns, free in-home setup, old mattress removal. What do you think about that, Jason? That's not a bad deal. Okay. So if you're going to love Purple, and right now our listeners will get a free Purple pillow with the purchase of a mattress. Let me repeat that. A free Purple pillow. Okay? That's in addition to the great gifts they're offering site-wide. Just text Stevie 474747.
Where do you text it?
Stevie, like the Stevie Weeby Show. Stevie 474747.
Where do you text it to?
You text it to, the only way to get the free pillow is you text Stevie 2474747. Oh, is that what you're asking? So you text it to Stevie 474747. Go to purple.com. Do yourself a favor. Get that mattress, okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, hey, and now back to our guest here. Hey, Bryce, can you hand me an orange bubble drink? Because I'm really thirsty. Can you hand me a bubble? Did you drink yours?
I got one.
What do you think, Chris?
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's
We got a lot to talk about, friend. The first time I met you, I knew you were like brethren. I'm like, oh, you know what?
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy, it's like, you have a feeling with certain people. I'm like, it's
That
like,
whole room.
I knew you already. I'm like,
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, this guy,
Easy.
he's easy to talk. And
Yeah, man. That
you know,
whole-
you don't get that like every day.
Yeah.
But with you, I'm like, I looked at you, I talked to you, I'm like, oh, I could get along with him.
Yeah, man. Sound check.
So, yeah.
Sound check family.
Yeah, I was tripping, man. It was a trip because I was in a band, or I'm still in a band called Mongchi, with Dave Cho and Money Mark, and our first show was at a warehouse.
Oh, nice.
So it brought me back to because that was my first solo show. It brought me back to full circle, starting over. Okay.
Yeah.
To prove myself. But that's what it is. But being a musician, you have to constantly prove yourself, don't you?
I mean, prove yourself to yourself.
And so let's go back to your So you just started in the 90s. You just started crafting your skills. How you'd practice all the time and you'd collect records. And how did this work? The type of gear you were using.
Yeah, I mean, my brother gave me this bootleg version of Reason one time, or no, it was not even Reason yet. There was Acid Music software and
I remember
Fruity
that.
Loops and stuff like that.
Dude, Fruity Loops was the shit.
It's still
it
the
was
shit.
the bomb, dude.
Yeah, it's still dope.
I
have friends
did a
that still
whole
use it.
EP on Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
I literally. So explain to the viewer what Fruity Loops is, because they want me not be
It's a computer
program.
program that is a
Beats.
sequencer. You can make beats on it and sounds. I mean, there's tons of people who actually still use it and still make amazing music. off
Amazing
of it.
music on it.
Yeah, yeah. it's
I
still
had
powerful.
the old PC version. This is early 2000 types.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's way better now.
Yeah.
But what I remember about that program is my Filipino homie Sean, the one with the MPC, he showed me that as well.
Yeah.
Because he he was way ahead of his time. I mean, he should be. Oh man, he made some good music. But they're blocks. They're like these little blocks from west to east, and left to right. And then there's blocks. And then you could just click on the blocks. You could place a kick here, a snare here, hi hats, and it's just
That's one way.
That's
of doing
all it is. Yeah.
With all these programs, there's so many different ways you can make music out of it.
yeah.
and-
I mean, what are you on now?
You know what? I'm actually still on Reason.
You're on
I've
Reason.
Always loved it. It's always it kept on getting better throughout the years, and you know, it's never broken on me, and I'm still just like, I don't know. I just feel super comfortable with it. I know I should probably move on to Ableton, like most people. But
my girlfriend got me Ableton for Christmas.
yeah.
I still don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
It's so difficult. I'm doing like tutorials on YouTube, and I'm like, it's hard. You know, like with GarageBand, I picked it up like that. I'm like, oh, okay. But with this, it's like, it's just the layout's funky, and I don't know where to click, and I don't even know how to do a regular beat where, you know, they have like their set beat and like to drag it to somewhere else to hear it.
I mean, it's one of those. There's definitely a learning curve, and I've seen what you can possibly do on it, and it's definitely like a superior program to what I'm used to. But
what, Ableton?
Yeah, just
because all the dudes are on that. Like Dell uses that.
Everybody
uses it. Amp Live. All them cats, right?
Everybody.
Oh, shout out to Thavius Beck and Gino Subtitle.
Yeah.
Back Thavius was on it back then.
Yep.
And he teaches courses and stuff.
Yeah.
I should get him on here, huh?
You should.
You know what? That's a good. Guy. I should get Thavius on here to do a Ableton tutorial.
There you go. Perfect.
I looked up to those cats because I worked at Amoeba.
Oh, word.
I was a cashier there.
Oh, crazy.
And it seemed like every week those two guys were dropping new albums.
Yeah.
I would check the computer system, new album.
Yeah.
This one on Mush, new album. Lab Waste was off the chain.
Wow.
I've seen them perform. You remember that?
Yeah, man. I'm actually performing with Gio next week.
Shout out to Subtitle. Shout out to Giovanni Marks.
Yeah, Gio Marks.
That dude, he's been on here as well.
Oh, cool.
Gino was right.
Nice.
Gino was on here. Maybe we'll have him back because, man, that guy. How many albums he dropped? Thousands.
Endless, man. He's probably got so much in the kitchen too, man.
Are you cool with KDI?
I'm familiar with them, but
shout out to Kiki too.
Yeah.
Holler at Kiki, if you listen to this, holler at me. I want him on here too. Like, I love getting musicians, you know.
Yeah, man.
So let's go back to your history. Yeah, sorry, I just I get excited when I talk about art and music and stuff.
Oh yeah, I guess. Well, when you grow up in a place like Orange County, you kind of just like get bored.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So you kind of get into everything that is a little different if you're not part of the norm of what is around you. So I found my refuge actually at a punk house, and I would always go there, and it was kind of like a punk house / hip hop was always there.
That's cool.
Like the graffiti yard was there.
Yeah.
There would be like ska parties and
ain't nothing wrong with that. I like ska as well. I like that stuff. British Invasion. I like that.
Yeah, man.
The specials and all that.
Yeah. And it's crazy. It was just one little cultural. It was called Coos Cafe in Santa Ana, and that's kind of like what opened my mind up to everything in music. Like,
oh, it just blew your mind.
Yeah.
It opened it.
Yeah.
In what ways though? In what ways? Like in possibilities. In possibilities,
and also. Just the idea of not like, because when you're young and you think of the idea of music, and you know, some people have this like mission for success, and I think like growing up in like Santa Ana and like going to that punk house all the time, it taught me how to just not really care as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where it.
In what ways, as far as performing or just your art?
Letting go, like
just letting go,
just like being myself. It was more so because, you know, a lot of people like when they start off on music, success is one of the factors, and like fame,
but
and a lot.
Man,
like
we're at
money.
the like I've gotten to the point where it seems now like back in the 90s. This is just my opinion.
Yeah. No,
back in the 90s, it seemed like it was more on your skills. But it seems to me now it's all about like your clout.
Yeah.
Like Tekashi 6ix9ine is a great example, right? When you say, even though like, you know what I'm saying? It seems like if you have tattoos on your face and you like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like you have this personality. You're like selling yourself rather than your music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't. I really don't know too much about what's going on.
I
to
have
be
no
honest.
idea either.
I mean, there's room for everyone.
Yeah.
They're gonna do what they do. It's
Yeah,
like,
there's a beauty in that as well. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And there's also that's what maintains the balance of what certain people do, and it's whatever. I know that I'm not really part of that world, but if it's there.
It's there. I mean, there must be there's obviously a fan base for it, and these kids love it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And so, when you start going to these warehouse parties or like this punk place? When did you like get enough like courage to be like, you know what, I want to start making my own music?
Well, I actually used to, aside from like being a hip hop head and like scratching and everything, I started playing in punk bands actually.
That's dope.
And at a certain point, I was like, I don't want to like go at my own pace, so I used, my knowledge in hip hop and like, when computer programs became a little bit more accessible for bedroom artists.
Yeah.
You just use everything that you possibly can, marry that with your mind state of like, I don't really care anymore what people think about.
It's music,
this.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's
what
just
I mean?
music.
Like,
yeah.
there's no, there's no trying to please anybody.
Exactly.
It's just like,
yeah.
I want to just have fun in my room. I have the equipment. I have the ideas. Let's see if I can make something different. And
so back then, were you using like 8 tracks and 4 tracks and stuff like that?
I've used kind of everything. Yeah, like weird tape decks and just like tweaking. Like I had like this karaoke machine that I used to mess around with.
Yeah, we messed with karaoke
like,
machines in Arizona too.
Yeah.
My rap crew,
thing and
my rap homies. We didn't even have before we had a 4-track. One of them had a karaoke machine. Yeah. It was my homie Ohm. So shout out to Ohm. He's Pinoy. He's a Pinoy rapper from Arizona.
Okay.
I want to get him on here soon, but that's family. So
there you go.
But like, I love that. Like it's like you don't need. If you could record, just record it. A tape deck, whatever you got. You know what I mean?
You don't need like that much of a studio.
Yeah.
You don't like. It's all the ideas and your approach with it, I guess, and the energy that you put into it. It just like. It comes out in the music, you don't really need. Some of my favorite music was just recorded with one microphone and a guitar.
Like Daniel Johnston. I'm a fan of Danny.
Yeah.
Speaking of South by Southwest, Austin, Texas, Daniel Johnston. He had a crappy organ in the garage with a tape deck, and some of the best stuff ever recorded.
Yeah, wasn't he? He sang that song on
Casper.
Movie Kids.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. So Daniel Johnston, if you haven't seen this, Larry Clark did a movie in the '90s called Kids. So rest in peace, Harold Hunter and Justin Pierce.
Yes, sir.
I used to. I must have watched that movie hundreds of times.
Yeah, that was like
because I'm into skateboard.
Movie.
It's like it had everything in it. And it's New York.
Yeah.
Something I wasn't familiar with. Have you seen that movie, Jason? You haven't seen Kids?
Everybody needs to see Kids
Bryce?
at some point in their life.
Wait, hold up. You haven't seen Kids?
I haven't.
These guys haven't seen Kids.
Oh, man. Kids was kind of like...
We're going to have to have a business meeting. No, we're going to have a meeting. This is unacceptable, dude.
I feel like it defined an entire generation.
Explain to the viewers what Kids is.
What was it, 94 or something?
Yeah, 94.
Yeah, Larry Clark and Harmony Korine, I believe.
Yeah, Harmony Korine, yeah.
And it was just like, from what I understand, it's him just kind of filming his friends. And
Leo
what
Fitzpatrick,
they do.
Leo.
Oh yeah, Leo Fitzpatrick
played the main character, Telly.
Yeah.
So it's about this kid who you have to be careful about the wording on this because we want to make this PG. Geez, how do we even say this? His whole mission in life was to get with underage girls. I mean, that's the polite way of saying it.
Yeah.
That's the polite way of saying it.
Yeah, that would be the polite way.
He kind of went
the
dark route, or
And yeah,
kind of the pervert.
I think what needs to happen is everybody just needs to watch it.
Yeah,
really.
just watch the movie. Larry Clark. I'm a fan of his work, man.
Yeah.
Have you seen Bully?
You know what?
Yeah.
I have that. I just haven't
You
gotten
gotta
to
watch
it yet.
that one, dude.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's based in Florida.
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta watch that one. But anyway, this is great. I didn't think we'd talk about this, but this is it's flowing
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I should have asked you at the beginning. I love the name Free the Robots. I saw it on flyer. I've seen it. I've seen the name. And in my mind, I'm like, whoa, what is this? I thought Free the Robots was 8 dudes. It
sounds like
there
it
was
could
like
be.
100 dudes in there. I'm like, Free the Robots?
Yeah.
But how'd you come up with the name, man?
I don't know if I can say this, but
You can.
basically,
We can edit if
Okay.
Yeah.
man, I was on shrooms.
Well, that's not.
Watching-
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I was just like watching sci-fi movies and in the background and kind of just like working, but not really.
Was it cartoons like Rick and Morty, like that's on the background here?
Kind of like that, but weird sci-fi flicks from the 1960s.
Oh wow!
Those were my things of choice to just have in the background while I was.
How did you even find those movies?
I don't know, VHS.
Oh, VHS?
like, stores.
And then you were by yourself.
Yeah.
How many?
yeah.
How many shrooms did you? How much
I-
shrooms did you eat?
I don't know enough to come up with the name Free the Robots.
Robots.
But it came to me out of nowhere, and it was just like, it sounded dope.
Yeah,
but-
it does.
But
It's
then,
catchy, right? What do you guys say? Free the Robots.
But yeah, and I was able to come up with like a meaning or story after, or I don't know, it sounded like it's a little bit deeper than it really was, but it really was just me on mushrooms, and it just like came to me.
But that's
Sounded dope.
it's a great name because anyone could come up with their own concept of what that means. I thought
Yeah.
I was on some Philip K. Dick stuff. I was like, oh, is it like some sci-fi, like in the future where robots are like, they're like captive, like they're like captured, or or something, or is it some Terminator? That's what's great about the name, right? You could come up with your own meaning.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just start. When did you start performing under that moniker?
I think it was 2004 around then. I didn't really perform yet. It wasn't until 2006 when Low End Theory happened.
Okay, I
But
want to talk about
04
that too. Yeah.
was like MySpace era,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like there was the first time that any musician or bedroom kid or a band could just like put music up out there and create this persona and just be like, hell, here
Was
it
this
is.
during MySpace or?
This was MySpace, man.
Oh,
and,
this is-
and it was kind of like the beginning.
Explain to the viewers what MySpace is.
MySpace is prior to
Because
Facebook and
back
Instagram.
then it was popping,
Yeah.
but
oh wow.
it's extinct
Thank
now.
you,
but
MySpace.
yeah, go ahead. What was MySpace?
It's
a social network.
It was a social network where you can have your little profile on there, but
you can
then
make
you
your own
also
music profile.
put your music. Yeah,
And put
then there
4
was, like, the
songs.
band one. Yep. Yeah, put 4 songs on there, and then that's how people would discover each other because they would be like, who are their top friends, and then who
Yeah,
are their
yeah.
more friends, and then you would just like go on this vortex.
When you got to their page, just play, right?
Yeah, I would play the first song that's on
Yeah.
your page.
You could also put your tour dates up there. It was
Yeah.
like perfect for like people like me, just
people like me too. Like
Yeah,
we're struggling.
exactly.
We don't have
Exactly.
I wasn't on a label. Still not.
it
Just,
pretty much was the beginning of like destroying the middleman. Like you had a direct, just direct pathway to your fans, or
yeah.
they would follow, figure you out somehow.
Yeah. It's so crazy now. It's like Instagram. Like Instagram is that you know what I'm saying?
That is,
And
but
then
if
10 years from now, it's gonna be something else.
something else. But MySpace, the way it like popped off
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
beginning
popping
was
up.
just like perfect, man.
Yeah.
It's essentially, I feel, is what started a lot of what's going on right now
Yeah.
in terms of like kicked off a lot of careers, and it kicked
Yeah.
off like interests all over the world, man. Like I was saying, when Free the Robots in 04, I was working at an art gallery.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I just kind of wanted to copy the same way these artists do these weird limited runs of stuff and just
Yeah. Like
came up
vinyl
with
or?
no, just CDs.
CDs,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, I hear you.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
at work and like, we weren't as busy during the day, so I'd spend the day just like burning CDs and going on
Yeah, yeah,
MySpace
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And then I made like my first
Limited edition.
limited edition
Of course, it's always
album
limited edition,
thing
yeah.
called The Prototype. And
How many copies? 200?
I think there was like 400 total.
Oh, that's cool.
So I freaking printed like 400 CDs at work.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
like spray painted like my little stencil on it and then numbered them.
Oh,
and
so
like
you made
handed them.
you didn't even inkjet it or thermal print
Nothing.
on it?
I had a Sharpie marker.
Because that's extra money, dude.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
And I had a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah.
What do you do when you work at an art gallery? You know what I mean?
You
During the
burned them
daytime.
yourself?
Yeah, man. Like I
Oh,
had
wait,
some.
at your tower?
yeah,
On your
yeah.
I've been there,
It took
done
a
that.
very long time.
Yeah.
But that's part of the process, especially
Yeah.
back in the day when you don't have anything. And,
Oh,
you
I
know.
went to Staples.
Yeah, man.
So when I worked at Amoeba, I bought their jewel cases wholesale.
Yeah.
So I'd buy a whole box of jewel cases with the insert things, go to Staples, and then I would print out my covers.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then I would
exactly.
I would buy wholesale CDs, burn it. But then I went far. I bought a thermal printer. And it took like so long for one CD. It was like,
yeah.
And I'd wait there. I'd wait there all night. I would spend the whole night. I was my own CD manufacturer. When I lived in the shoebox apartment,
Oh,
not this
yeah,
one.
right
When I
there.
lived over there, yeah.
Oh, those back in the day
Yeah.
hustles, man, just to get it out. But that's all part of the process, and that's what makes it a little bit more special.
I hear you. Let's continue. Let's just hold on to that thought. We have another ad for our new sponsor this episode, Warby Parker glasses. What do you think about these, Jason? You like them? These are the Durans I'm wearing. Yeah. I discovered Warby Parker glasses just on a whim. I bought my girlfriend. She needed new glasses. We were in West Hollywood. We actually walked in there. I didn't know what it was, but I was like, whoa, the people were real helpful. And then we picked out her glasses, and it was $95, dude. She's still rocking them. So, and now, ironically, we have Warby Parker as our sponsor. So definitely go to warbyparker.com/Stevie to order your free home try-ons today, folks. Okay? These bad boys, I passed my DMV eye exam for my renewal. And these things that I got I'll show you I'll show you the license. I passed I was scared to take the eye exam, man. You know what I mean? Because I was like, but these things, boom, did it, passed it. Warby Parker, okay? This is all because of Warby Parker. Okay, so try your free home try-on program. Order 5 pair of glasses and try them on for 5 days. There is no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a free paid return shipping label. Head to warbyparker.com/Stevie to order your free home try-ons today. Glasses start at $95, including prescription lenses. Lenses include anti-glare and anti-scratch coatings. For every pair you buy, a pair is distributed to someone in need. Discuss the Warby Parker iTunes app. Emphasize going to site through still the vanity URL, but then after order home. Okay, I'm not supposed to read that. But anyway, go to warbyparker.com/Stevie and get your free home try-ons today. Right, Bryce? Right. Okay. Now let's go back to the awesome interview here. I'm sorry. Sorry for reading that. I didn't know I was not supposed to read that. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's so clear. It's so clear. It's so clear. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to, man. So what were we talking about? I'm sorry. I was in the Warby Parker world for a sec.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about
CDs. And then when did you start? Like, so you pressed at 400.
Yeah, and that was the first time.
You start doing shows. You had to sell them.
Not yet, actually.
Then how were you slanging them?
Well, I was just emailing. I would just put them up for sale online, and I was like, you know what? Forget shipping. I just want people to hear it. Whatever. I'm just like, it's $5, limited, and
On your MySpace.
yeah, on MySpace, and that's when I noticed that I actually had an international audience because there was people that were buying
Japan.
it from like Japan,
Australia.
and everywhere, man.
Yeah,
Italy,
UK. Yeah.
and it was just like, whoa, like people like are listening, like, you know, because back in the day, your mission was to just at least impress your neighborhood. You know what I mean? Maybe like get the tape out to
Or
your
the local
homies.
scene.
Yeah, the local scene and whatever. But then like MySpace allowed the international thing happening. And I was like,
crazy,
even though I'd probably lose out on how much it costs to ship something, it was just like, you know what, it's cool. Like these people like the music, and I probably lost money on everything, but it was the important thing was.
But it was
I got the music
promotion,
out.
dude.
Yeah,
You didn't really lose because it was promotion too as well.
The money is like not even.
It's gonna
really
come
a
back,
thing.
dude.
Yeah.
It always comes back, right?
I mean, it has.
Well, I
it's-
like to think that.
Yeah.
I like to think that.
Yeah. So whoever has those CDs, like, thank you very much,
Yeah,
because
so-
man, 400 limited.
Always buy this guy's projects. Always buy his stuff. So when did you start performing your stuff, man?
2006, the first year of Low End Theory.
How did you link up with them cats?
I grew up basically in music and going to raves with the Gas Lamp Killer back in the day.
Yeah, my homie Mestiza worked with him at Turntable Lab.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like
Yeah,
on
man.
Fairfax there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's a small world, man. And when they started that concept, you know, it was just a given. Like, you know, anyone who was doing anything weird or something that was a little left field for the norm, if you were part of that little community or had friends of friends in it, and
That's cool. You
You
guys,
were
it
gonna
seems like it
get
was
in
a
it.
family kind of vibe, right?
yeah, it kicked off that way. I mean, I didn't know all the guys yet. I'd met everybody that night, and
Was Flying Lotus a part of that as well? or?
he was one of the artists, of
Oh
course.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
He blew. He's pretty large, isn't he? Didn't he blow up?
Yeah.
He like blew up.
Well deserved, man. That guy's a genius. He's a
no
genius.
doubt. Yeah, shout out to Flying Lotus.
Yeah.
If you happen to watch this, holler at me. We want you as a guest as well to
Yes,
get
sir.
your history. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a funny history with that
Yeah.
whole little. Everybody was like MySpace like friends. You know what I mean?
Right. Explain. I think we were
Yeah.
jumping ahead. Explain to the viewers what Low End Theory was.
Oh, Low End Theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in LA
Lincoln
somewhere.
Heights.
No, Lincoln Heights. Mhm.
At this place called the Airliner, and this whatever started off on MySpace, like pretty much finally had a home, and like before that, you know what I mean. Clearly, like there was very interesting things that were happening in LA that stemmed from the Project Blowed world to the drum and bass like rave world, and then everything that was
Just
you know,
popping.
just popping
LA,
off in LA.
popping-
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And the newer generations do with new ideas and beatheads that were bedroom beatheads that also had a MySpace, and people just like finally had a
platform.
a stage to perform
perform,
and
yeah.
meet people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
It was like a spot that you could like openly smoke weed and shit. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know.
There's different levels, right? I remember there's a upstairs.
Yeah,
And then the bar. There's
yeah.
like a little mini bar stage up there, and then
Yeah,
there's an
yeah.
outside area as well.
The outside,
Yeah.
like the first in the early years, it was always open. It closed down for a little bit
Yeah.
for noise complaints, but
I was tripped when I went because I'm like I saw like some of my heroes and stuff, like,
Yeah,
or
man.
like dudes I looked up to. Like I don't drink anymore, but I was at the bar and then like I seen like people under the stairs walk in, like the dude from that group. I was like, oh, what's he doing here? I was kind of tripping out. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I guess they're all just here hanging out.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it attracted many of interesting guests from Prince
That's
to
crazy. How did Prince find out about this? That blows my mind,
Yeah,
dude. I mean, Prince
Yeah.
knew about Low End Theory. That's
Ye-
crazy.
I mean,
Rest in peace.
artists like that, I'd like to think they're always like thinking of, what's the new generation listening to, or like what's a little different than what's normal out there. And Prince seemed to be one of those guys, you know what I mean? that was always
that's
like
so crazy.
ahead of the game, but
You
at
like
the same
Prince?
time,
Who doesn't love Prince?
yeah. Who doesn't love Prince?
God,
Exactly.
Prince is the man.
yeah, man.
Oh, he's legendary, dude. That's like you can't. That's just. He's up there, dude. He's
Yeah.
like on top. Yeah. So
He's
let's
just
so how long did Low End Theory like last? How many years?
I want to say 12 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 12 years, it was always kind of like the Wednesday night that we would call home, you know, and
So it was a monthly?
weekly.
It was
Yeah,
a
it was
weekly.
weekly. 12 years of a weekly.
Hey, did you guys get a cut of the at the door? A cut of the door?
Yeah, I
you
mean,
get-
I think that's how it worked out. Whatever
Yeah.
it was, like, you know, when it came to low end there, it wasn't even like
It's
everyone
about,
got paid.
it wasn't
but-
about money.
Yeah, you know.
But can
it
you
was
sell
just
your
like a-
merch and stuff?
Yeah, you could do that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was just this crazy. Like my very first show was with Prefuse 73, and I had never performed in my life.
Oh, I remember that
And
dude.
like, you know, he was always like one of my idols. Like,
Yeah. Was he on Anticon?
I don't
Or
know.
like what label?
What was the label that he was on?
Was it Mush? Or,
What's that label called?
God, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ninja Tune. Was it
I mean,
Ninja Tune?
He's had like
I don't know.
Plug Research.
Yeah,
and stuff
something like that. Yeah. That's
But yeah,
cool.
man,
Yeah. Were you tripping like just on the same lineup as him? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It
must
was
have been
just me and
tripping.
him.
Like, wow, I'm
Yeah.
on lineup with this guy.
Yeah.
Dude, I look up to.
And it wasn't, you know, it was my very first. I didn't even know how to perform yet. I didn't even like come up with a way to perform until after that show because of like.
Like,
well,
yeah,
I
how
gotta
did you go
perform
about
this
doing?
now?
Yeah, how did you go about? Because I've seen some of your videos. Like, you implement keyboards and you like go into
Yeah.
different instruments and stuff. And
Yeah, I mean, well, that first one with Prefuse, it was just a DJ set because I didn't know like what to do. You know what I mean? Like,
so
I
would you
was
bring
just,
your
yeah, it
table?
was just rock turntables and Serato and just
Yeah.
like played around. But then after that, I was like, you know, I want to turn it up a little bit, do some more interesting things. And
Mm-hmm.
every time I got, or at least within those early years, when I got invited back, my buddy Phil Nisco, keyboard player, total genius, like at all sorts of instruments. I had him do we had a two-man set.
That's so.
where we
That's
do
what's
like the
up.
drum
Yeah,
machines and the keyboards.
That's
and
cool, man.
Guitar pedals and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff.
Oh, to like to add effects and stuff.
yeah. There's some videos online how we used to. We're probably
That's
gonna
so
do that
cool.
again at some point.
Yeah. God, that must have been a good time for like fun times.
But yeah, it was.
Yeah.
it
Why
was
did it?
fun.
Why did it end? If you don't mind me asking, because it seemed like a
there's-
positive thing for the community.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
musicians as well. Yeah.
I think it just ran its course, man. There was yeah. It
Yeah,
just ran its
yeah.
course. Yeah, I don't know like exactly everything, but yeah, man. It was whatever it was a great time.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. God, that's
definitely
a great
honored to have
thing.
been a part of it,
Oh,
you
no
know?
doubt. That's so cool. Congrats for being a part of that.
Oh, man.
That's like an honorable thing to be a part of that roster of, those days and
Yeah,
everything.
it's like one of those things that'll go back down in history, like
Like as far as LA nights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Now, when did you start? You obviously changed up your set after that first time, but when did you start like taking it on the road and like touring and any memorable tours or like shows?
yeah, it's. I think my first tour was with No Such Thing and Daedalus, and we had.
Oh,
a
you with
two-man
No
set.
Such?
Yeah, with No
Yeah, we
Such,
did
yeah.
a show with them. My band did a show. That was like one of our first shows.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I did
Oh,
a flyer, No Such, and then Munchie. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it was at the Smell.
Oh, nice. Classic spot.
You know what? I'm glad you brought him up because he was supposed to be on here as well.
Oh, right on, man.
So No Such,
Jay.
holler at me, dude.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday,
Yeah. Hey man, holler at me. We want you on here.
by the way. Yeah, man.
Yeah, he
Jay.
makes some beautiful music, huh?
Genius, man.
Yeah.
He's one of the first guys I had actually met on MySpace back in those days.
Who No Such?
Yeah, because we were good. We did a beat invitational together.
Yeah.
And, like, ever since.
He makes some beautiful beats as well.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Very melodic. It's got this like his own.
Yeah, he's got.
movement.
Yeah, that's a good way of melodic.
Yeah. He has his like
Yeah.
very
You heard his
signature
music?
thing.
God, these guys. I'm gonna have to. You heard his music? Are you have?
Yeah, I like his name.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with them.
Yeah, man.
They haven't seen kids. But anyway, so that was like one of your first like shows with No Such, like
Yeah.
outside
well,
of the low end.
Outside of low end,
Yeah.
like we did a tour, like a really small tour. that
Where?
just
West
hit-
Coast, East Coast, Midwest?
We just hit San Francisco,
That's what's up.
Portland, and Denver, and then
That's what's up.
since then, I've been touring
That's
like
crazy.
pretty extensively since then. But I still, it still boggles my mind.
Yeah. Do you have like an agent? Like, how'd you guys book this?
Oh yeah, I have an agent now, and then I've had an agent then, like been through different agencies and stuff. But yeah, granted, like people dig it. It's like, once again, it comes to me as a surprise, like, being from the bedroom and everything, and like doing something that's not really considered like pop music or whatever. It's just like, it just has its own thing,
It's the way it is now, though.
Yeah,
like
totally.
what you guys are doing. That's what it is. Right?
I'm just grateful that there is an audience out there. That
that's great, man.
And you never know, because it's very different in every city. Like the audience.
What was
can
some
be
of your favorite?
completely-
Like, what are some of your memorable shows? Like in Oregon, or
I would like the most interesting places. Like, I would say, are a little bit on the international side. Like, I don't know, and there's like a heavy contrast that you experience during tours. Like, sometimes I'll be playing in some like super squat anarchist, like crazy venue that's just like, what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, super grimy, experimental. And then like the next spot will be like
a nice bar,
a really
with a nice
nice like spot with pink lights. You know what I mean? You're like, whoa, how I don't know, it's just like weird. But then it's also the music. I mean, once it all boils down to the music and how it
translates
to people, but everybody has their own translation.
That's what's
you know
up.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Everyone can like consume it differently by however. But I don't know. My music tends to go in weird directions, and certain people understand certain things, and certain people understand others. So.
That's interesting. Who are some of your musical influences? Like who's influenced you to craft your sound the way it is now? Or like, who inspired you?
I mean, people who set it off, I mean, from the beginning would be like DJ Shadow, who would be.
Oh man,
first,
I remember
like,
that introducing.
instrumental.
Yeah, I remember that album, dude. We used to bump that. You know which album I'm talking about? Like those dudes in the record store?
Yep. Yeah.
Dude, that album, like, that was on repeat.
Yeah. I mean, I still listen to Shadow. But he was the first guy that, like, kind of, like, you know what? This is a guy that's doing the music that I like to listen to, but by himself. He was working with a lot of other people, too, but, like, that was the instrumental, sample-based.
It was chill too. Like a lot of his stuff, it was just cool, like background, kind of like it chilled you out. Type music. I like that. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it just put you in this mood, and it was like during a time. It was like Shadow, DJ Crush, Portishead.
Portishead.
Like, yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, I can't listen to that.
Get to
No. I had a bad
crying?
acid trip. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a bad acid trip in Arizona listening to Dummy.
I
Portishead
get it.
Dummy.
I get it.
Dude, I had that was one of the worst days of my life. I can't listen to it. I mean, it's great music, but I just personally can't listen to it. Because it shifted my acid trip, dude. Like, where I saw, like, demons or ghosts come out of the dorm room wall and stuff. It was, there were, like, dead people in the walls. And
oh, man.
Oh, yeah. It was that song Strangers off of Dummy.
Oh, yeah.
Doom, doom, doom.
Yep.
Doom,
Yeah.
doom,
That'll get you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that was on repeat.
Yeah.
So it was like it was like the haunting.
Oh, yeah.
The haunting at Ocotillo Dormitory. Doom, 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 creaking sounds. And her voice, man.
It's got something like
cryptic.
very eerie.
Yeah, dude. But it's dope.
Yeah.
That's what makes good music. If it enters your soul like that, and it could alter your trip, that's some damn good music, wouldn't you say, Jason? Yes, sir. Yeah. No, but she's got dope music. So what's her name? Beth Gibbons?
Beth Gibbons.
Yeah, shout out to Beth Gibbons. We're fans, but I just can't listen to it because I haven't told my therapist about that yet. I need to tell him. Yeah. So shout out to Dr. Choi.
There you go.
Yeah, I got to get. Well, that's a whole session in itself. Yeah. But what about Z Trip or like Radar? Or
Yeah, I mean,
DJs,
all DJs. That's there's a lot that
Koala?
that went
Kid
into
Koala?
Kid Koala is amazing,
Yeah.
man, and
That's a homie right there, huh?
That-
Shout out to Eric. Yeah.
not like I guess if we go that far back, it would be like Hubert and the Invisible Scratch Pickles and D Styles, of course, and then the Beat Junkies, like those, that whole era and squad. I'm still about them till this day, and
Yeah.
they're like
Shout out to
personal
all
friends,
them,
you know
all
what I mean?
them.
Yeah, all of them, man.
I want Babu on here. I
Yeah.
want a lot of those. I see if I could get like either a shortcut or a Qbert. Can you write this stuff down, Bryce? Write down Qbert, Babu, because Red was here. So shout out
was
to
here,
Red
yeah.
Matic was on here. So I was, that. I was tripping when he was sitting where you were. I was like,
Yeah,
oh man.
man.
I
Red
grew
is
up with
the
all
OG,
that, you know.
OG.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
they've
man.
got their own school now.
Yeah, they got their
DJ
own
school.
We actually, Rhett used to have we shared a residency at my old restaurant, and yeah, we did a night called Shift. And
That's what's
it
up.
was
At your
super
restaurant?
fun. Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah, and it was just like.
Was it
open
like on the
format.
patio or something?
It was just in the rest. We would
was
like
in the
move the
restaurant.
tables at a certain point and then turn it into a party, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
that whole era was like a 9-year party.
Yeah. Hey, man, I commend you for a man. Like, not a lot of people could say they got their own. They started a restaurant.
Thank
you know
you.
what I mean?
It,
Can we talk
it
about
was-
that a little bit, or
Sure, yeah.
because maybe someone listens to it like, what made you like what does it take to get your own restaurant popping off like
oh
that?
my, insanity.
Yeah, insanity. So is it like Sleepless Nights, or what was
Oh,
the restaurant
man.
called?
The Crosby.
The Crosby.
The Crosby in
Oh,
Santa
that's
Ana.
a cool name. How'd you
Thank
come
you.
up? Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Kind of.
Okay.
Weird. It was weird. Like, I guess we were talking about how we wanted just like a neutral kind of, classic place. We had it looked like a 40s, 50 like spot.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And I don't know. The Crosby just sounded kind of like had that vibe, and we're like, yeah, let's throw on some ideas. And then we were going to City Hall to like handle some city stuff, and like some like crackhead lady was like, you guys look like Bing Crosby. You Crosby looking. I was like, whoa, did that just solidify itself? Like,
Oh,
from
that
some
was
crackhead?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was a sign.
That was a sign. So we're just
Yeah.
like, we're gonna run with this.
Did you have like a Crosby sandwich or like the Crosby pancakes or something? Or?
We never really used the name with the
Oh, okay,
menu
okay.
items, but we
Some
we had a lot of
restaurants
that.
do,
Yeah.
Yeah. So what kind of food did you specialize in?
We kind of gave our chefs free range, man, and it was
Yeah.
like we kind of experimented and everything. We were first time restaurant owners. We
Yeah.
like none of us really knew what we were doing in the
Yeah.
start, so we just kind of had an experiment and let it ride. We
Did you have
definitely made some
cheeseburgers
mistakes.
and French fries and stuff?
There
Or-
was a burger there.
I'm just
we had
getting
like
so
a solid,
hungry.
really solid burger.
I'm hungry as hell. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I got rice cooking. But the rice, but they unplugged my rice cooker. Thanks, guys. So I'm going to be eating cold rice later. But so did you have like desserts, and did you have a bar and?
Yeah, we had a bar.
Mm-hmm.
We had a stage. We had a solid sound system in there, and
Yeah.
it was small. It was just like you could
Small
probably fit like
restaurant.
180 people.
Yeah.
but like sardine style. So
Damn,
so
dude.
150 would be comfortable.
God dang. So how many hours do you spend a day trying to run this restaurant?
Oh man, it was
That's
just like
oh my god. I worked in restaurants. I always got fired. I couldn't handle it. Yeah.
damn. I almost fired myself for my own restaurant.
Damn. Yeah, you
It's
guys
a lot
work
of
in
work,
restaurants? Bar back in?
No, sir.
Waiters?
There you go.
Bryce, you worked at McDonald's?
I worked for
Wow, we gotta talk about that later. Wow. But then when did you realize like the load was too much? Like a year, whatever, you're like, you know what, dude, this is not worth the cost or
There, it wasn't the load was too much. There was. This is one thing that like is a tough one to talk about, actually.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's I probably shouldn't talk about it.
Oh,
because
okay, it's okay.
It has to do with like.
How about we make it
some shit.
positive? You
Yeah,
do an
yeah.
album. You do the next album called The Crosby, and then you do an EP, and then you do make it into a positive thing. See
I
what I'm
could do that. I
saying?
could do that. Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah,
what's in the future for Free the Robots, man? Like what are your goals for the next upcoming years or whatnot? Keep making music.
I really don't have any goals.
What do you mean? But you keep.
I just like want to continue making music.
Mhm.
I guess the most recent thing, I starting a new project, and this is kind of like very, very new, but
Oh, you are?
yeah, well,
Okay.
I started, through these tours, I started extending tours because I just like to be in these places and started
Yeah,
meeting
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
people
yeah.
and I've been spending a lot more time in Asia lately, and especially the Philippines.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And,
what's up. Yeah, I've been to Manila.
Yeah.
Loved it, dude.
It's a crazy
Loved
place.
it. Yeah, dude.
It's a wild place. But
It's
yeah,
wild,
man,
dude.
like me and my buddies, some locals out there, and a friend from back home, we found a little plot of land in this island out there called Siargao, and it's like a surf island over there.
What?
That just like
Yeah, let's tell me more. What are you guys
It's-
doing? Planning to do?
building homes, really, / kind of like a spot, maybe like a creative getaway.
There's a
type
lot of
thing.
stuff popping in Manila like that, dude.
Yeah, man. Like
Where there's
who knows,
like there's a
wake up.
lot of there's music scene there's like music scenes and art scenes out there.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
time. It's
yeah,
like
dude.
it's really interesting. Like every time I go back, it still kind of blows my mind.
You still got family there?
Yeah,
Oh, that's what's
still
up.
got family,
Yeah,
a lot of friends
yeah.
over there, and yeah, we'll see what happens. It's always a good idea
Yeah,
to have
dude.
like one foot out of the door of America. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. That's like thinking outside the box. So buying land in the Philippines.
Yeah, just like it could be whatever it is.
Yeah,
it could
but
turn
dude-
into whatever. Like it is gonna be
But the cost of living, I know this. The cost of living there is way cheaper, dude.
compared to LA.
Because I
yeah.
met some students out there. They're like, I'm chilling, and
Yeah,
I
everyone's-
pay this amount. I'm like, what?
Everyone seems to be just chilling out there. to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. You
No,
guys been out
everyone
there?
works hard, but
Yeah. Dude, it's dope out there.
yeah, man.
It's dope.
Figure like get back to roots because that's like it trips me out because my family immigrated here in the 70s.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I
yeah.
didn't really get to understand like Filipino life and what that meant and who I would have been had my family stayed there, and
You've been way different.
it would have been completely different. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it really living in America has definitely it's had its ups and downs, of course, and we've had to deal with a lot of crazy stuff. Like
Yeah, I hear ya.
growing up in the 80s and 90s, like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a very different time, and pretty rough, and like you had these identity crises and everything.
Yeah.
But whatever happens, it forms you be it teaches you to become an individual and
Yeah, for
accept everything like as
Mm-hmm.
it comes, and you could use it in ways like certain people got into gangs and got into all this other stuff.
What,
got into
Filipino
whatever.
gangs?
Stuff like that, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
then
I just know one in high school. I was at a house party, and I'm from Poway. I'm from like the suburb
Yeah.
school, but then we went to more of the Asian high school, like that area, PQ, and we're at a house party. It was during the '90s, and these Filipino cats were there. I think they were Bloods. I don't know, but he goes,
Yeah.
There was a DJ on top
Mm-hmm.
DJing, and then he was arguing with the guy at the bottom, and he goes, "Bahala na, fool!" And he went like this. He went like
Whoa,
this, and he had a
damn,
gun.
BNG.
Yeah, he goes, "Bahala na," and I go, "What the hell?" We're like we're
Yeah.
like just doing like we're dancing, to like to Chub Rock or whatever.
Yeah.
And then pap pap pap, and then he shot in the air, and then we all just ran out the backyard. It was scary because
Yeah.
I wasn't used to that.
it was a wild time, man. You know what I mean?
but
Like
this is in San Diego.
oh damn,
Yeah.
San Diego.
So what does Bahala na mean? I've always wondered that. I just heard, I will never forget him saying "Bahala na, fool," and then pap pap pap.
From what I was like,
Isn't it like, what the hell?
Like
Like what the hell?
I could tell the context. It's just like watch yourself or something like
Yeah,
that.
Bahala
or-
na, but no, that's I think the name of the gang.
Yeah. That's the yeah.
You guys heard
BNG.
about this?
No, yeah. But that was
I was
like,
scared, dude.
Yeah, no,
I have
that-
to admit, I was pretty scared. I was like, dude, this. I thought I was just gonna dance, like do some house dancing tonight.
Yeah. Go housing.
But Pinoys don't mess around. You got to watch out. Some
I
of
mean,
them are.
that was
certain
what
ones.
it was. That was what it is.
Yeah.
Like, to be in the 80s and 90s, like you were, gang life was heavy, and it was also, you could go that route, or like a lot of Filipinos got really into hip hop too. So there was like a lot of
There's a
b-boys,
lot there, dude.
DJs.
There's some dope Pinoy b-boys, like
Yeah,
hands
man.
down, dude.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Wouldn't you say? We had a b-boy, Vincent. We had a b-boy on here, our first b-boy. So shout out to Vinsanity.
Word.
Yeah, but that was crazy just having him talk about the culture, how he got involved with the dance, and like he basically got jumped in
Yeah.
at like a rec center. Like he was a kid, right? He was a kid at a rec center, and all the kids just like cornered him, and just he had to dance against like eight
Yeah.
kids, and that's how like his rite of passage.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
And that was the weird thing, because even back in those days, like even b-boying had like its connection to like gang culture.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? There was like a weird, like rough, I don't know, transition between like, I don't know, it was kind of crazy.
I respect b-boys, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's like one
shit
part of
is
the culture
superhuman to
that
me.
that like I think is missing within the hip hop, or like a lot of them kind of like push them to the side or whatever. But it's like these guys, like that's like the most difficult like aspect of the art. They're like spinning on their heads, they're like on their hands. Speaking of Insanity, he invited us, Bryce, because I want to learn to do a. To do a lesson like in his garage. He teaches kids,
Oh,
but he
cool.
also dances in his garage. So he offered to we could do a vlog where because we not to get good, just to get in shape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. so we'll talk after about that. So yeah, he hollered at us. Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, man, Pinoy b-boys, dude, like they don't mess around, and
DJs,
they,
of course.
they've repped hard in Cali, right, or in different
Yeah.
crews or whatever. Yeah,
know,
I respect that, man. I
Pinoys
really
are just
do.
like love singing and dancing and
Oh, they could
doing
sing there.
awesome-
Yeah, the singing is on point, right?
Yeah.
They always win like
Yeah.
the competition, the singing competitions. Yeah, always.
And just like the karaoke game is just
Mm-hmm.
like popping off everywhere. It's just
Yeah. One thing about the Philippines, man, that I tripped out at was free roaming chickens.
oh yeah.
Man, you'll go there and you'll see chickens, you'll see animals like cats and dogs just roaming free, dude.
Pretty much. Yeah, especially in the place that we're at, It's
Yeah.
just like chickens and goats, and it's very like
It's crazy.
roots, man.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it feels right. It feels like living in this kind of like American bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not something that's familiar to me to be like that, to live that simple, and I connected with it. So
Yeah.
I just totally connected with it, and I'm like, damn, like what have I been doing all my life?
Yeah, I want to go back to Korea as well, man. Because
It's amazing over
Yeah,
there.
man. Like especially like with the culture as far as the b-boy. I know there's a lot that's
the
huge
Koreans
there,
are, like,
right?
super crazy.
Like Jinjo and Morning
Yeah.
Wow and like just like a bunch of dudes there. But yeah, I just want to go there just to just check it out. And
Yeah.
I would love to perform there.
have
in
you
Korea.
been before?
Yeah, my brother, he got booked for a Wonder Girls video. So the Wonder Girls back then, they're like the Spice Girls of Korea. And so he did a video shoot. He had an extra ticket. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna roll with. And then, so there's a dude out there named JYP.
Yeah.
He's like the Puff Daddy in Korea. He formulates all these boy bands and girl bands.
Yeah.
In the pop bands or whatever.
Yeah.
So I met that dude, and have you heard of JYP? No. He's large in Korea. So I met him, and dude, they didn't even have my brother. He didn't even have a green room or like his own trailer. They only had one room where everyone changed in.
Yeah.
And he worked 16 hours straight, dude. Like they didn't have no breaks. And then for lunch, they had like a big pot of kimchi jjigae outside, and everyone lined up. I was like, well, they work hard, dude. They like, It's like that ethic, that work ethic is just, they don't, no breaks, just one, you eat one meal and then back to work.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But it's a trip how that is out there, all the boy bands and girl bands.
Yeah, it is
There's like dormitories and
It's wild.
stuff. Yeah.
and like even like the b-boys and pretty much anyone who's doing anything that's just like could represent
Entertainment
for the country.
Yeah.
Don't they get like sponsorship by the government too?
I don't know. Probably.
Like
I
some-
don't know. They groom them. They like get
Yeah.
them real young. They're like, hey, this is your group. You wear your hair this way.
Yeah,
Learn
yeah.
these moves. Sing this way. It's a trip, dude.
It's a trip. It is a
It's
trip.
almost like militant, dude.
But you know, like they got it. You know,
Yeah.
they got it going on. Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
was
There's some
tripping.
talented people
Yeah.
out there. And
Oh, you know one thing in Korea I noticed too. I mean, you would appreciate this. We walked. We've discovered this underground, like shopping center.
Yeah.
it seemed like a subway
yeah,
system.
they had like they have all the record stores. down
Yeah,
there.
I saw a guy selling jazz records.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was
yeah.
tripping. I'm like, what's this?
That's-
It's a Korean dude. Like, what's he doing all these vinyl?
There's spots, man. Like that
Yeah.
underground spot. There's a spot, the 360 Sounds. That like shout out to 360 Sounds out
Shout out
there.
to 360 Sounds.
Yeah, there's spots like every time I go there, I always go with my buddy Lefto, who's
Is he a producer as well, or
yeah,
beat maker?
we did a record together actually.
Well, yeah, how does the
Also,
viewers hear? Like, where could they hear this record?
Yeah, it's called Caravan.
Caravan.
It's called Caravan.
Where could they get it, man?
It's
Let's pump that out.
You could just
there.
yeah, all the normals, iTunes. And
iTunes.
all,
What did they
like,
type in and stuff?
Caravan with the K, so it's Karavan, and if you just like Free the Robots or Lefto,
They get the
you'll
digital
somehow-
download or what?
Yeah, you can get the. You can find it
Yeah,
on
let's
there.
pump. That's why you're here. Let's pump
I
it
think there's
out.
vinyl still available. I don't know if it's completely sold out, but yeah.
Check that out.
Yeah,
We're gonna plug all that
please.
at the
Check
end.
that
We're
out.
doing on. We're past the hour
Shout
mark
outs
as
to
well.
Lefto.
Yeah, Lefto. Shout out to Lefto. I think, man. Did you have fun, man? Because we went past an hour.
Yeah.
The time flew by.
Yeah, man.
So, man, like
That felt quick.
I would like to do a future show with you as well, man. You
Yeah,
know,
sure,
I missed your
man.
set, but then I looked you up after, and I'm like, I think that would be dope, man.
If there's anything that pops up,
Yeah, please
I'm
keep
into
us
it.
in mind as well, And then
Definitely.
Lil Ray's got an announcement too in a few minutes. He showed up to the show unannounced, and we're kind of fighting right now. But he wrote me a letter. But okay, and if you have any recommendations as well, at the end when the cameras are off, just holler at me, and then the Stevie Weeby show. Like, I want more artists, I want producers, I want
Yeah, man.
DJs,
There's tons
more
of people,
b-boys,
actually.
more dancers, more artists. Or you know what? I haven't had any graffiti artists on here.
Okay, yeah. There's
Do you know any?
Yeah, I got a couple guys. Some like just from the art gallery days. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
And they would be open because I know they're like really secretive about their identity, or
that is the only thing. That's the only thing.
yeah. They're kind of weird about that.
Yeah,
You know,
because
like graffiti artists, like maybe they could do it with like a mask over their head.
that could be an option.
Yeah, because they don't want to reveal their identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's if now that I know that this is going on, like,
Yeah.
and I know what you guys are aiming for, I could.
Yeah, this is just to
definitely shoot some
promote people,
people's-
man. If they're comedians, when you're performing, when's your special out? If you're an artist, you're a musician, how do they get your CD? How do they get their vinyl? When you're going on tour next? You know what I mean? That's why the Stevie Weeby show's here, right, guys? Right. So it's for a good cause, right? Mm-hmm. With that being said, let's Chris, what is your Instagram?
Instagram is just Instagram Free the Robots. Just one word.
Free the Robots.
Twitter is the same thing. Facebook's the same
That's
thing.
what's up. What
Just
about
Free the Robots.
what about a cat who wants to buy some music off you, like a physical copy of a CD or a record? How do they do that?
Maybe Amazon. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Record stores might still have them.
They just type in Free the Robots.
Yeah, it's just been a while. Like,
Yeah. When's your
I'm
next
about to-
release, dude?
it's very close. I'm pretty much done with the record. I'm just like
You're done with the record.
I'm done with
Okay,
like
that's good. You're
4
on here.
records right now that I'm sitting
so,
on.
So for the viewers, if they peep this and they want to buy the new record, how do they go get it?
You'll find it on just all the outlets, like from out to iTunes to record stores.
Free
just
the
pretty much
robots.
free
the robots, free the robots all day, huh?
And there's like some weird side projects, and there's a lot of stuff that I've just been kind of sitting on and haven't been able. You know, there's always like that. You finish like 90% of the record, but the 10% takes like 10 years to finish.
Damn,
So
you have all
that's what
those
it is.
projects done already?
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
You know
I just-
what? You gotta just let it out into the universe, man.
know, I know.
I
It's
know
just-
how it is with artists, man. Like I know with my stuff, like I like critique it. If I have it too long, I critique the hell out of it.
It gets just
and
too
then
much.
and then
It's
I
too
get to a
much.
point. I get to a point where like, nah, I don't want to put it out at all.
Yeah.
So I'm just this is just my opinion. You should just
agree.
like put it out in the universe. You know, right, Bryce?
It'll
Because
happen.
man, we have limited time on this planet, on this plane, right? Right? Put it out.
I promise
Let
it'll
it
be
go,
out this
dude.
year.
Put it out there. Free the robots. Free the robots. Free the robots. Type that in. Buy that stuff. Right?
Yes, sir. Please.
Thanks for coming on. You have
Thank
fun?
you.
Was that easy or what?
Yeah,
that was
man,
easy.
that was dope.
Was it
That
fun?
was dope.
It was just
Easy,
it was
easy,
chill,
easy.
easy peasy,
chill.
right? No problemo. All right. With that being said, as well, I got to shout out my new Patreons, Mayams, Kyle, and Dwayne Shoots Toys. That's an ill name, huh? Shout out to Dennis Lee for buying some music. If you want to become a patron on patreon.com, please join us. Patreon.com/StevieWeeby, okay? And if you join, you'll get... I do a diary log every Monday. It's like a whole added podcast that only my Patreon people can listen to. It's not available anywhere. You could only come to my Patreon, and it's every week, right? Yeah. So if you join my Patreon, you'll have access to that as well as like rare songs that I'm not putting out anywhere, only in my Patreon. You'll have access to the Little Ray songs before they're even out. Even you'll know what guests we're having before a week in advance. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to sell, so go to patreon.com/StevieWeeby to become a patron. If you want to follow us, go to the Stevie Weeby Show. Go to Instagram/QUANGOU. If you want to send anything physical to the show, we have a P.O. box. So send it to the Stevie Weeby Show, 1425 North Cherokee Avenue, P.O. Box 1391, LA, California 90093. And it says right here, Little Ray is looking for a summer tour. And Little Ray actually wrote me a letter. Can I read it? I got this morning. Or hold on. It says, to whomever it may concern, I'm sick of being stuck on a purgatory planet. I've just about had enough. Me and Beep are looking to go on a summer tour. I will prove to you all that I'm better than Stevie Weeby. Wow, he's being a little mean, huh? So if you are interested in booking Little Ray, DM us at Instagram/QUANGOU or Instagram/MonkeyHammer. I may consider bringing Stevie if he apologizes for disrespecting my name. Believe this guy? Oh my God. Let's get her done this summer. Sincerely, Raymond, a.k.a. Little Ray. Wow. I have some words about that. Unbelievable. Oh, my God. He's like stirring it up, isn't he? With that being said, are we good on the sponsors? With that being said, thanks again, Chris, for coming. With that being said, it's time for Lil Ray's World. Boom.
Click. Click.
Welcome to Lil Ray's World Show. All I gotta say is kids' minds must grow. I got abducted by some aliens and dropped in snow. Whoa. Stuck into a world I do not know. So join me in adventures now. And I promise not to have a cow. My name is Little Ray. Hey, hey. My name What the hell is that, Beep? Looks like a round piece of poo attached to a goddamn butt hair, man. That is disgusting, man. What is the story behind this? Your name was Cornelius, and you tripped and went into a goddamn porta potty and drowned? God, I feel so bad for you, man. And it smells like poo around here, man. So now you got resurrected into a dingleberry attached to a butt hair. Is that correct? Oh, man, I feel bad for you. Back up, Beep. Me and Beep wrote a song about you. It goes like this, Cornelius the Dingleberry.
This one's called Cornelius the Dingleberry, folks. I'm back.
Dingleberry man.
Cornelius the Dingleberry from the town of Derry. He slipped into a porta potty, drowned. It was scary. They used to make fun of him cause he was too hairy in the school's library. I'm your Huckleberry. You could blame Shannon Paul and his buddy Larry with them hard stones carrying thrown and his dome alone. Cornelius was bullied, not an ounce of love was shown. Now he's a piece of poo attached to a single hair. You laughed at him, so smell the sewage there. Looking like a Nestle goober over Rooter wouldn't care. No type of plumbing messes with somebody's butt, especially an anus located near the nuts. Cornelius the Dingleberry is a living crutch. When you smell the dung into the air, you'll know what is up with Cornelius the Dingleberry. With Cornelius the Dingleberry, a little piece of poo attached to a hair.
Join us very soon for another episode of Little Ray's World, man. I'm out of here.